All right. Happy Friday. Hope you guys had a nice trading day today. Had a nice week. We'll be going over the market, talk about today's plays, talk a little bit more about what we talked about yesterday, the pullback to major support, and what to expect next week. All right, let's get started. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for August 13th, 2021. Qs up 0.35, SPY up 0.19, IWM down almost 1%, 0.93. Okay. Coming into today, bullish on the Qs, bullish on the SPY, neutral on the IWM. And going into Monday, everything will stay the same. Okay. Little small moves up again, still on the Qs and SPY. I know it's not that exciting, but that's the way it is. Qs in a daily uptrend, SPY in a daily uptrend, again, new all-time highs. There's really no other way to be. And we don't have acceleration indication or any indication that we're topping out here, that the Qs and SPY are about to fall apart or anything. Now, the IWM is weaker. This is the one that we remain neutral on for the past 2 weeks. And it's basing here, okay? And that's what I was expecting since we failed on this sell setup here, okay? The longer that we base here, the more bullish. The only other scenario I was thinking, maybe we do kind of run up to 227 or so, and then the next pullback, just, maybe the IWM starts moving up. But I thought the most likely scenario is that we kind of base, and we're still basing, right? And the reason I thought we probably need to base is because we're still trying to kind of shed this downtrend that we had on the daily. Okay, so it continues to base. We've been talking about over this bar here, over 225.21. That is bullish for the IWM. Okay, so we're neutral, anticipating bullishness. If we come back in, if we break below, I think this either this 217 or 215, I think it's a little bit tougher to have a read on the IWM because that really will have kind of been sideways and choppy. That means this kind of attempt to break out early didn't really follow through, and then we'll be breaking down, and then we'll be going from one side of the 20 MA to the other with a pointing up 20 MA trying to break down. That scenario I think is hard to be bearish on right away. I would have to see some continuation first. Right, because I think right now, if we do, for some reason, the IWM continues to lag, starts to even weaken more, more than anything to me says choppiness for the IWM. Rather than, I think if we break up to the upside, I think it's more likely the IWM, get some kind of short-term uptrend, at least up until 230, 231. Okay? All right, so that's the plan for next week on the Q SPY and IWM. All right, let's go over the plays from today. Very first play that I gave you in the room, the XL on this breakdown right here. 2 minute was also a 1, 2, 3. Right here, I think I only got filled 2 cents late. I think he gave it to me at 6:32, so that's fine. Of course, it's gonna be on an uptick. Here's the daily. At that point now breaking support on the daily, so that's really nice. We talked about a couple days ago trying not to play the really big gaps. This is kind of gapping to support and then breaking it. So that's what I want to play. That's what I like now, or I'm focusing on now, prioritizing. And so, so that was the breakdown. James was doing the open. He also joined the play underneath here. I did an ad on this, and the ad was good. And then eventually trailed out of it over the hourly right there. So, it closed a little bit better than where I got out, over 615 there. But it was a nice tight stop, so that was fine on the XL. I don't have any problems. This is like pretty standard play, I feel like. Nothing too special there. And then really nice play from James on the TTCF. You can see similar. We have a decent sized gap here. Clearing the support, a little bit too big, but not that bad. You can see beyond support just by a little bit. I don't care about the absolute size of the gap from close to open. What I care about is where's the support and how much is it clearing it by. So just basing at the whole number, which is really nice, and then low of the day base breakdown. Try to go up first, and then set up a base here, and then breaks down. I think if this had stayed at the bottom here and then not done the shakeout kind of run up first, you would have had just a very similar play to the XL if it had just kind of based right from the open and then broke down. But instead, this one to move up first and then reverse and then base and then break down. So really nice play from James on the TTCF. And then the other one I kind of missed, and it was kind of maybe because this morning's open we had a little bit more than what we've had previously in the week. So it was a little bit kind of surprisingly, there's a little more things to look at here. The HNST I think was fine to do. I didn't see it. Yeah, this one I think I put it a little bit further away because it was kind of a big gap, right? Only need to really gap to like 13 or 1290 or so, and then gapping a little bit too far beyond. But look at the way that it traded today. Very, very weak. Had a 1 minute breakdown, a lot like the XL at the open. But XL was really my focus this morning, especially once I saw it broke support. Okay, because I thought perfect size gap, that's what I want to do. Okay, so nice base breakdown there, and then nice continuation there on the HNST, closing at the lows there. All right. And then the other thing, these, when you kind of like notice, it's not even really a new setup, but something that you don't typically do, but it's working. It's not always that easy to jump into them in real time and catch them in real time. So, but I did notice, I liked this ERJ, and the reason I'm focusing on it is because I like the gap. This gap here reminds me of the U from, I don't know, was it Tuesday or something? It's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. See this? It's basing. You get a red bar and then gaps over the red bar just enough. Okay. And then ERJ, similar. Okay, this is an ADR, so they gap more often. They gap almost every day, so that makes the gaps a little bit less impactful. But I think this had earnings, so this one, I did like this gap. I knew it was an ADR. This actually, as an opening entry here, is okay. If I had played it, if I had seen it in time and played it, it would not have worked. It would have taken out the lows. I don't think this would have been enough for a target, really. Let me see if there's any way to... I probably still would have lost on it. I would have trailed it underneath this inside bar, under 1550. But yeah, would have lost a little bit on this ERJ if I had seen it at the open, but I didn't. I mean, HNST I didn't even see, so sometimes some of the ones you see are going to work great. Some of them, maybe it's a good thing I didn't see, because I probably would have lost a few cents on this on a pretty small stop, so maybe 15 cents, maybe a quarter hour lost on this. But later on, we do have some decent pullbacks to major support that work okay. Just okay, though. This one, I guess, works a little bit better. It's not fully formed here on the 15, and then this one is, but it doesn't really go that far. It does give you a tight stop, though. Okay. So, and honestly, both of these I did not really recognize until they're already a little bit gone. So I didn't even, wasn't anywhere close to catching these, but just something that I'm keeping an eye out for a little bit more. Something like the XL, I don't know how fast that was into the open. I can look, because I think it was one of the first things that was set up and right at the open. So that kind of stuff, that one I'm going to find really fast and be ready for. 6 minutes into the open is when I put out the numbers. So right here are the numbers. Then I guess 2 minutes later it triggered. And then if you weren't in, James also, you could have played it with James. All right, but yeah, something like that, those pullbacks that I'm trying to get a better read on. Yeah, sometimes I'm just a little bit slower at recognizing those patterns. All right, hope you did well this week. Hope you did well today. All right, not sure how aggressive we should be going into next week, really, because I thought that today was nice. I thought a lot of things worked today. Follow through was pretty good, but I didn't think that was the case the last couple days. The last couple days I thought were a little bit disappointing. The gaps list got worse, and the liquidity, especially on things, got worse. So I'm not sure what that means for next week, because There wasn't that much to do yesterday, and then today was like at the open. If you're real, if you're aggressive, if you're treating it like an earnings season kind of day, then it was pretty good. Now you don't have to catch them all, of course. If you caught, TTCF, I think this breakdown, if you did it with the stop there, it was like only like a 20-cent stop. I think that went like 4.5 hours. Oh, and not even including the recent lows here at the end, because I know for me, I would not have been able to live through this pullback. I think that was a little bit too hard to live through. Now the XL I think was fine, and the bounces were not that bad. I did have to live through like this bounce, and then it looked like that was gonna fail. But yeah, that was a huge play. And then XL was nice, especially because of the ad. The ad went 3 hours. And then I don't know what the max is on the HNST because I didn't catch it, but I think it's got to be at least 2. So, I mean, if you caught all 3, then yeah, really great day. But you don't even need all 3. All right. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, we reviewed the gaps before the open, and so if I have 3 or 4 favorites, I'll know, okay, maybe they set up at the open and maybe I'll be busy. But if some mornings there's 1 or none favorites for the open, then I know we'll kind of take it easy and then see if things set up later. Okay, so we'll just see how Monday goes. All right, but that's kind of the plan as far as how aggressive do we be. All right, and then market really the same read we've had all week. Okay, have a great weekend, guys.